I played John Fletcher. He's a Puritan dock worker from Boston, made mercenary for a witch hunter, the witch hunter magistrate. He's a guy who just came out of King Philip's War, which was one of the scars of our nation for sure. Who he says he is and who he actually is very different, which I think is indicative of a lot of how America was made. But he says, obviously, in the film, he's a hero, etc. He's known as a hero. In the beginning, he's recognized almost everywhere he goes for what he did in King Philip's War, for the quote-unquote great things that he did. When in reality, horrifying things that he did, that he knows he did.
Isaac Goodnow is an innocent farmer who stumbles upon something beyond his comprehension in the forest and leads two would-be witch hunters to investigate, only to have his physical form be taken over by something devious and, dare I say, satanic. Examples of inspiration, Dwight Frye, for example, playing Renfield in the 1932 Dracula with Bela Lugosi, the sort of manic heights that are reached, but they're also somehow justified and grounded and feel like they could exist in the real world. There are real people like that, and watching people with, for example, Tourette's, or say even people in the late stage of rabies, finding real things to imitate. But not only that, I enjoy going to those places. I think that as an actor, I like to break a sweat doing whatever I'm doing and sort of push myself not only emotionally but physically.
Josiah Cutting is a witch hunter. Hawk-eyed, hawk-tongued, by-the-books man. He takes no shit. He deals with no shit. He comes from a really tough background. I think all these guys do, but he hates witches, I'll tell you that much. I think you have to approach it with the understanding that everyone comes from a pure place. Like, we're all born into this world with nothing on us, so to speak. We kind of grow and learn by the things we are born into and our environments. It's kind of like nature versus nurture, all that. But I know deep down Josiah's sentiments are pure, and I don't want to compare him to Hitler. In a way, though, what he thought he was doing for his country was positive, kind of in the same way that Josiah thought what he was doing was good for the people. And that's just why we have such a dizzying and confusing and fucked up history as a country.
We are the witches in the film, the antagonists, but I would argue actually the protagonists of the film by the time you get to the end of it. As for our process, we did do some reading around the time period, along with a deep dive into the psychological happenings in our characters' minds.
A lot of good accent work as well. A lot of, trolling through the woods, sneaking around, being spooky. That was really what kind of did it for me. Got me into character, was like being, really in the zone, so to speak.
Yeah.
Peeking out from behind trees and all that stuff,
We did do an exercise one day. The director told us that we had to choose someone in the cast or crew to hunt together while we were filming. And so we chose Benton. And
I won.
And Kendra did win.
I've now made it my whole lifestyle and aesthetic, so, I don't know. I just love this whole vibe. I love wearing black, red, blood. I'm very interested in blood, the texture of it. And, I want to say more, but I'll let y'all watch the film first. When they told us it was going to be here, I was like, well, I'm definitely going. Let me book my flight. Let me do this. And, I think it's the perfect place because, the Satanic Temple, not only is it about the glory of Satan, but also freedom of religion, freedom to be who you are, stepping out boldly against this, white Christian heteronormative colonialist society, and really saying fuck you to, all of that bullshit. And so, happy to be here. Very happy.